We talking under the tree. We talking under the tree. Let's talk under the tree. Let's talk under the tree. We talking under the tree. We talking under the tree. Let's talk under the tree. Let's talk under the tree. Welcome to the show. Appreciate that you came. Mr. Palmer T. Smalls ain't a damn thing changed. We talking under the tree. Yeah, we got them hot topics from Carolina to Duval. That's how we rock it on prime time. Check out the podcast. It's online. Hit us up. We got a platform. You gon' shine. It was all a dream. We here now. Let me hear you say it loud. We talking under the tree. We talking under the tree. We talking under the tree.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing today?
Oh, doing lovely, lovely.
Doing good. Everything's good, weatherman.
How you doing, Meek?
I'm fine as wine.
Well, you kind of look fine as wine also. Don't y'all gentlemen agree?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, listen. Like some Pinot Grigio.
That's what I'm talking about.
Good glass of Pinot Grigio.
I am the weatherman. Welcome to the Let's Talk of the Tree podcast. We have Benzino, Meek in the house, and along with T. Smalls. T. Smalls, give everybody a welcome.
Hey, man, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. We talking under the tree. We got Benzino with us tonight. Boy, look at here. Y'all better tune in now. For real.
Let's go.
This is unscripted. One time for your mind, two times for your soul. We will be back in 33 seconds to get cracking with Benzino.
Kingpin Music.
All right, we're back. First of all, Benzino, I'm going to tell you, what word that I'm looking for. I'm going to tell you, I'm glad that you had all this success, because starting at a young age, it can be pretty tough to be relevant through all these years. You're 58 years old. I didn't know you were 58. We talked earlier today. What keeps you going, and what sustains you this long in the industry to make you relevant?
I mean, I started, a long time, man. I've been, I came out the house, so to say, in the street life, probably like 12, 13 years old. And, I started hustling at a young age. And I think that same hustling drive stays in me. I just always want to just get out there and get it. I feel funny if I'm sitting still, if I'm stagnant. So, usually I set my eyes on a goal, and, it doesn't really matters per se how long it takes. I just, it's the hustle, it's the journey. Being successful is always a beautiful thing, and making money, but it's the journey. The journey is really what life is about. So I'm just blessed that God kept me in good health, man. I work out a lot, and hip hop is my life, and you know what I'm saying. I really enjoy hip hop. I actually love hip hop, so I think that keeps me motivated.
I'm going to turn it over to Meek a little bit. He was anxious to get to you a little earlier, so Meek, what you got cracking?
I'm going to behave. I was just trying to see, are you working on any new platforms?
Well, always like, I'm actually working on a documentary right now. The 95 Source Awards documentary. Me and a couple of partners of mine been working on it for like the last 5 months. That night was a real special night as far as for hip hop. A lot happened that night. So I think I got about 16, 17 interviews. I probably want about another 10 more, and we're going to try to get a super trailer out before Christmas, and probably have hopefully like a 3-4 part series, done by next March, April. So I've been working hard on that. Of course, reality TV is my niche. It's crazy because of course, music. I started out with music, and I always loved, music and hip hop. But these last 10 years, give or take a little, I've been doing a lot of reality TV, and I enjoy it. I know, it's reality TV is not that easy to do. People got to understand, like, usually reality TV really is based around women. So you got to be kind of cognizant of that. You have to be mindful of that. And as a man, you really have to, kind of look at yourself in the mirror, because, you get judged heavily by women. And, you don't want to make the wrong moves or say the wrong thing. You want to be real, but so what it actually does, it kind of like, reality TV has really helped me. It helped me check myself on a lot of different issues that I never thought that I needed to be checked on. I was able to talk to a couple of therapists. People seen my relationship journey. I kind of was always kind of looking for a relationship on these reality show TVs, but on these shows. But I enjoy it. So you probably see me on a show coming up, maybe in the foreseeable future.
Meek wanted to ask you about a particular guest on the reality show Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Meek, what you got again?
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you dated Carly Red,
Mm-hmm.
So what was the cause of you breaking up with your demise in your relationship? Was it you?
Well,
Could you not keep up with being, because Carly Red is a freak according to Love and Hip Hop. Was you not freaky enough?
We're all freaks. We're all freaks. We're all freaks. You know what I'm saying?
He said he gonna get that out. You know what? You go ahead and get that out there.
You got some down low freaks, and you got people like me who don't mind to say, "Hey, look, I'm a freak." So it's just not Carly. Me. Carly. The situation with Carly was we started dating, and Carly was real. She was really about her and her career at the time. So a lot of her time went into her career, and then as we was living together. And come to find out that she was out there, dating other men and stuff. So I couldn't have that. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Yeah, because I actually, with me, I actually on Love and Hip Hop, I was pretty like I never cheated. I never tried to talk to two different women while I was on the show, and so I actually, like I said, I was trying to really be in a relationship. Prior to that, it was kind of hard for me, like. The relationships I was in, I had cheated, and it was my fault. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't right. If you're going to be in a relationship, the worst thing to do on anybody is to cheat. It's the worst thing. Most problems in relationships are finances, but, arguments, you can get over arguments, but it's hard to get over cheating. You know what I'm saying? So, some things allegedly happened, whatever, and we just felt that it was time just to go our separate ways.
T Small, this is a question down there. Can you see it by Michael Batiste? Can you see that? Yeah.
He said, ask him if he was replaced by a rose.
A rose?
Yeah,
Meek,
a rose.
Meek explain.
You know what kind of rose they was talking about?
Talk to me, Meek, because I don't know.
He's talking about the rose wasn't even out back then. The rose is one of those toys women play with.
I'm lost.
It's a battery operated boyfriend.
Oh, the rose.
Yeah.
You know what? My girl got a rose. My girl got a rose. I didn't know what it was until she showed me. Yeah. My girl got a rose. Hey, listen. I mean, I would like to believe that she don't need a rose when I'm around. You know what I'm saying? I got a bigger rose. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no thorns in it either. You know what I'm saying?
throw it away. Just throw
Yeah,
the
yeah, I ain't got no thorns in it. I ain't got no thorns in my rose.
T Smalls, what you got, baby?
Look, man, he was talking about the sauce, man. The sauce was legendary, man. I just want to let you know that, man. I'm very familiar about that era, man, because you know I love hip hop myself, man, and I can't wait to see the new documentary that you got. I think it was it was a long time coming, man, because everything else in hip hop, you know, that's a part of the hip hop culture is the source. Right. And you know, a lot of these youngins, man, a lot of them wasn't around back in them days when the source was. Man, I remember I used to go to the store and get the Source magazine. That was it. You wanted to see the magazine. You wanted to see the show. You had so many legendary, artists at that time, man. And look, man, I just gotta say hats off to you, man.
I appreciate it.
You definitely legendary as far as hip hop goes.
I appreciate the Source. I definitely. It was a lot of people involved with that, so it just wasn't, of course, me. It was a time where hip hop wasn't necessarily getting covered, especially on like a nationwide type of level. And my partner Dave Mays at the time had came up with the idea. He had a radio show at Harvard, and I'm from Boston, but the Roxbury, Dorchester, the hood side. Mm-hmm. Harvard's in Cambridge, a lot more liberal, a lot more cool.
Bobby Brown.
Right, New Edition. Orchard Park Projects, goddamn right. I'm saying, it was dope. Me and Dave was up there 18 years. We got to accomplish, I think, over almost 200 covers. We did about 8 Source Awards. We had a lot of deals. We made a lot of money. A lot of controversy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of. It was like a roller coaster ride. You know what I'm saying? A lot of real highs, and we had some lows. But it was history. Everything that we accomplished was history, and to still be here in a whole different era is kind of weird in a sense because it's so different, and the internet took over at such a rapid pace that it kind of knocked magazines out the box. But we was the internet before the internet, and right. And people respected the magazine. We had a lot of great journalists, photographers, art directors. And these people are working in major offices, doing movies, and doing a lot of stuff. So a lot of people from that Source era that was working up there are still doing amazing things, and I'm just blessed to have been a part of it. That's all.
Yes. When I was looking at the Source back then, I always wanted to see the pictures of the artists, things like that. That was a big thing back then. You put it on your wall. Remember that?
Listen, Chimo Du, the late great Chimo Du, a photographer, and man, the pictures that he took back then, and it wasn't no phones. It was a 35 millimeter, and he was amazing with it. When you look back. And because I was there since day one of hip hop. Since I was 11 years old in the South Bronx in my grandfather's basement, scratching. I've been around a long time, and I've seen all the transitions and the evolution of hip hop. And believe me, when you look back and all the pictures that she took, these are legendary pictures of great people, and a lot of them aren't even here. And the ones who are here, if they're in a group, the group probably isn't still together. So this is this was a period of time that how if right now when we look, we hear a lot about King Tut. Now there was a lot of kings in Egypt, but we hear a lot about King Tut. So because we for some reason where the history goes to King Tut. Hundreds of years from now, this is going to be that period where people are going to be looking. This is going to be the golden age of the black man and of the end of the black man from the streets. Okay. This will be the golden age. They'll look at this period of time, these 50 years, and say, wow, they was really doing it. There will be the King Tut. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. T Smalls, at the bottom, you have another question down there.
Oh, man. And this brings me back, man. He was like, you got a question saying, who was behind the unsigned hype, man? That was one of the first things we used to go to back in the days, too, man. We wanted to know who was the new artist, who was coming out, who y'all had spotlight, man? Who was the idea behind that?
Matty C. Matty C was, I mean, Biggie was an unsigned hype. Common, Mobb Deep. I
Right.
think Eminem was an unsigned hype. I mean, Capone Nori was an unsigned hype. We can go on and on. And Matty C was the one that really blew that up. And, like I said, these are names of people that probably don't get the credit because, Benzino's kind of always been the face of the Source. But there's a lot of great people that people don't know about that really paved the way for a lot of things that's going on now, And like I said, I'm just blessed to be a part of it. I made the decisions, and me and Dave kind of ran the ship, but we had great guys working with us.
Have you and Charlemagne mended you guys' relationship? Because a few videos back, I've seen that we talked about it earlier today. You ripped him a new, you know what? Is that cool now?
Like I told you, whether I've known Charlemagne since day one when he was Wendy's intern,
right?
And always super cool. I mean, back then it was. I mean, he just was all. Every time we seen each other, it was cool. People get to levels of success and they change. See, I've done a lot of amazing shit. And you probably wouldn't even know if you didn't know me because I don't wear it. I don't try to like stun on anybody or try to act like I'm better than nobody or act like I'm just me. A kid from Four Corners that hustled drugs, that survived the streets, survived gun battles, and I made good, man. I made good. So my mother looking down on me, you know what I'm saying, is proud of me. My father's still living, is proud of me. I don't look at myself. I don't look at myself as better than anybody. And I'm not saying Charlemagne does. I just said sometimes I notice that people are more humble in their beginning stages of life. And when some people, when they get successful, then they change. And, me and Charlemagne, I'm sure it wasn't, I don't take kind to gossip and falsehoods about me, or if it's stuff that's true, or it's stuff that like kind of makes a difference in pointing out something that I did that I can admit that I was wrong and it's going to help. But just people, bloggers and everybody, people, they just like to be mean. They like to be mean. They like to be nasty. And it's like, listen, we already got the system against us, courts, white people, it's against us. We don't need constantly to be disrespecting and devaluing each other on a regular basis just for clicks and comments. You know what I'm saying? If somebody made mistakes in their life, let's talk about the mistakes. And let's talk, don't just throw darts at somebody. Especially, nobody out here is perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking, and not just Charlemagne, but there's a couple of bloggers that, I would have to, I don't want to get on the internet and start a bunch of stuff, but it's like, what I'm saying? What else can you do? You have to defend yourself and stick up for yourself.
Yeah, you can't just keep on turning the other cheek, man. You know what I'm saying? I get you.
You know what? I wasn't brought up to turn the other cheek, and people have to realize that. Believe me, I've worked on myself, my anger, my temper, my the stuff that I came from the streets. I realized I had to transition, and I try to teach my kids, and I also try to teach any other young guy that's looking up to me. You have to transition yourself, but it's hard to turn the other cheek when you wasn't brought up that way, and most of your life has to be to stand there and defend yourself, because if not, you would get eaten up out there. So people need to just, especially black people, man, we need to just be a little more, go easy on each other, and I think we'd be all right.
I want to bring this point up, and I'll turn it over to Meek and T Smalls, whatever they got to bring up. Your mom passed. Rest in peace to your mother. You were also shot at your mother's funeral, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened with that? What was going on?
Well, I mean, it was, I was filming Love and Hip Hop at the time, and my mom had passed. I went to Boston, and it was a family situation, and I was going towards the funeral. There was a procession on the highway, and then shots rang out. I got shot like 3 times, but I survived it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been shot before, and for all my friends, I mean, growing up in Boston, I've lost, well over 100 guys. I mean, guys that I know very close to, and coming up in the 70s and 80s wasn't easy. So being shot or shootouts or emergency rooms and this is a regular thing. People getting paralyzed. I mean, a lot of my guys, I mean, this is what we grew up with, and not bragging about it and not proud of it. But that's just that's how I grew up. So when that happened, it wasn't like a major shock to me because I've been going through stuff like that for a while. It was unfortunate. It was a family situation. Of course, when it comes to family, it's always over money, always,
Yes.
So, but it was unfortunate, man, because it was my mother's funeral, of course. But I made it. I got over it, and since I was shooting Love and Hip Hop, of course, it was all over the world. The thing that kind of moved me was all the prayers and people that was watching the show and how they was moved and hurt by it. Like people would come to me years later and start crying and hug me and saying how much they was praying for me. Like I get goosebumps. I'm getting them now. I get goosebumps, man, because I never thought of myself, to have that type of effect on somebody.
Right.
And that's just God. You know what I'm saying? So.
What you got, Meek?
I have a question. Let's go back to Love and Hip Hop. Are you and Stevie J cool? Or
Yeah, hell yeah.
y'all still have
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Me and Sleaze would be cool forever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, after Love and Hip Hop, we had our differences. We didn't speak for a while, after the reunion. But you know what I'm saying? But we brothers and we've been through a lot. Me and Stevie had known each other 10 years prior to Love and Hip Hop. And we've been through stuff, real stuff off camera. So, it's like your brother. You go through stuff with a man, and then you know what I'm saying, you squash it, man, and you know what I'm saying, and you keep it moving. If the love is there, the love will overshadow any type of disagreements. It just takes time.
Well, did you squash Jocelyn? Did you hit Jocelyn?
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
That's
crazy.
That's a lot of booty.
No, see, you gotta understand. You gotta understand. I'd known Jocelyn way before Stevie had met her. You know what I'm saying? And Jocelyn was a dancer in Miami. So you know what I'm saying? It's a small world. I don't kiss and tell. So you know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, that's good.
You gotta read the book when the book comes out. Believe me, like Britney Spears, boy, Britney's motivating me. Britney's telling it all, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna tell my truth too. Shit.
Uh-oh.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Right?
Okay, how's your relationship with your daughter? Because I see some
Me and
stuff
Coy's
going
good.
on.
Me and Coy's good. We have text today. Told her I loved her. She said she loved me. And she was supposed to perform out here in Atlanta at the One Music Fest, but she wasn't able to perform. I was gonna go see her perform. But she's doing well. We're doing good. That's my only daughter. I got 3 sons and a daughter. So, she's doing all right. You know what I mean? And what people probably got to realize, like what I say, again, I bring it back to the street because you can't minimize on how when you grow up like that. Meaning, a lot of us in the hood, we have kids, right? But we're not necessarily ready to have kids. 90% of us really are never ready to have kids. But when you have the child, you want to do the best you can. Now, as a guy from the street and a guy that hustled drugs and a guy that in and out of jail and stuff, there's gonna be a different way of interaction with your children and raising your children than the guy who was making a big salary, going home every night to the kids and going on trips with them. It's different. When you hustling, it's different. You can't spend too much time. You don't want to bring too much street stuff around your family. You do what you can. But make no mistake, I raised her along with her mother. When me and her mom broke up, she was with me 4 or 5 months out the year, wherever I was. There was just a time where she turned of age of 16 and 17, and no girl wants to be hanging around their father at 16 and 17. I don't care who he is, where he's at, okay? And as a father, it was a little easier with boys, because I have an older son, Ray, that's a few years older than Coy, so it's a little easier because he's your son. And girls, it's just a little bit, I don't want to say confused, but you're just so overprotective, and you're so always thinking of not necessarily the worst. You're just overprotective in everything that you're thinking when it comes to her. And maybe I was a little bit too much of that, but I don't want people to get it misconstrued. And me and Coy passed it. We're doing well. It was unfortunate that it went to the internet, but this is a whole new era. I came up with where there was no internet. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I came up with beepers. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no internet, so
we all did, man. We all did.
this is their world, and they navigate using the internet. And us as parents, and older people, we just have to kind of figure it out along the way.
All right.
T. Smalls, you got some comments down there, and you also have, I guess, some more things to say also.
Well, man, being at the, today's, what is your take on today's hip hop, man? What do you have? I know you come from the old school. You've seen a lot of things, the evolution of hip hop, man. You got reality shows. What is your take on hip hop today in 2023?
First I want to say it's amazing that young Black people can make money from it. That's amazing. Okay, so first and foremost, that the creativity is taking a hit, of course, no question. In certain areas, the production is just amazing. The production and how big the beats are, it's just, and how some of these young kids are producing is amazing. Rap wise, it's taking a hit. It's taking a hit because I think as society goes forward, seems like the educational outside of the internet has taken a hit. Meaning, just going to get your high school diploma and learning and just education. You know what I'm saying? And it's showing through the music. Now, that doesn't mean that that the music isn't good, because we're living in a time now where anybody can rap now, and it never was like that. When I came up, you wouldn't dare touch a mic if you didn't think you was hot. You wouldn't even embarrass yourself. It's different now. And what I don't like about it, and what I'm concerned the most, is that what I'm concerned the most is that people nowadays, it's a fine line right now. It seems like when you can hear.
I think he's having a few technical difficulties. He should be back in 1 second.
Okay.
Give it 1 second. What you think about hip hop, Small?
Man, hip hop, man, is what he's saying, man. I'm listening, man, because lyrically, it's taking a hit.
Taking a hit.
Lyrically,
Some of the stuff they say don't make it.
I don't
But
understand.
as far as the production, I gotta agree with him on 100%. Boy, the beats, the tracks, man, they like 100 miles away from where they was 20 years ago. They making some dope tracks. It's just that we ain't no lyrics going with it.
Right. And what I'm scared of is that, at 1 o'clock you can hear a girl talking about her P, and guys talking about their D. That's the part where I'm concerned. I think the raunchiness of the lyrics, I think it's too much. I think it's too much. I think it sends the wrong message out to these young girls and these young guys. I think it's too hypersexualized.
Right.
I think he's having a little bit of technical difficulties, but he'll be back in a second. T. Smalls, you got a song that I actually like, believe it or not.
What's the name?
I think a lot of people.
I'm gonna play
a lot of people like that song.
Play a little clip. I'm gonna play a little clip. It sounds pretty good.
I think a lot of people like that song, man.
I can actually understand you.
Hey, I got a lot of other songs too that people like too.
After you hear this, you got to eat a gummy.
Yeah.
Hold on, Benzino, 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Self-made tastes better. I made my own way. More gets better. It started as a seed. I know what destined for great things. All I have to do
a charger.
is together. I'm ready for whatever.
That's T Smalls right there.
Oh, that is you, T?
Yeah.
That's me, man. That's me, though.
That sounds good, T.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate
When you
that,
make
man.
that? When'd you make that?
Man, that was just recent, man. Probably about about a year ago now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I got it, man. We got a crew down here in Duval County, man. Duval County, as far as hip hop go, is hip hop's best kept secret, man.
I've been through Jacksonville a lot.
Man, it's so much artists down here, man. It's an untapped market, man. And it's only a few cats, man, that's doing their thing. And there's a lot of cats underground that, bruh, you'd be amazed, man, at some of the stuff that come out of here, man.
No, because I heard a bunch of Jayville artists. Actually, like Jacksonville's getting some love when it comes to artists. There's a couple of artists, making some noise down there.
Word.
Trust me, there's some cities where niggas ain't making no noise. You know what I'm saying? So, Jacksonville's been doing their thing for a minute.
For a long time, man. You're right.
It's an artist in South Carolina named Pee Wee Shine. He's pretty good.
Word.
I've heard of Pee Wee Shine.
Yeah.
That's our counterpart. We got to give him a shout out. Yep. Definitely.
Pee Wee Shine, no doubt. Yeah, I've been to, I'm trying to think of the strip club down there. I've been a couple of times. I got booked down there. What's the name of the strip club?
Uh-oh.
Down here, you talking about Silver Fox. You gotta be talking
Silver
about
Fox.
Silver Fox.
Yep, it was Silver Fox. I've been to Silver Fox like 3 times.
Everybody know about the Silver Fox.
Yeah,
man, that's a legendary right there. Legendary.
Hell yeah. I've been man. Jacksonville doing their thing, man. And what I like about it is, you don't necessarily have to get radio play, to make noise right now. But the disparity of streams to money, that needs to be fixed,
Right.
That's
right.
ridiculous.
They get, hey man, I totally agree with you on that. I feel like they've been getting over for a long time, man, when it comes to that. A long time, man, for real. I mean, even Jay-Z said that in one of his interviews one time. Say, look, man, they ain't getting their paid dues, man, when it comes to streaming, man, when you talk about artists.
Yeah, but Jay-Z on Tidal shit, and he robbing niggas too.
Yep.
Same shit.
Puff Daddy.
United Artists, all them, they all robbing them.
Yep. Yep.
Ain't no way you streaming over 1 million and you getting $1,000 or something like that. That shit don't make sense. It don't add up.
They said Puff Daddy just gave somebody back their what do you call that? Your not your rights, what you call the masters.
Then he gave some people back their publishing. You know what I'm saying?
Publishing.
But we don't. I mean, when it comes to that, there's always stuff in the back. We really don't know what. You know what I'm saying? Because publishing is a very tricky thing.
Right.
It's a very tricky thing. If your music ain't playing, then you ain't getting no publishing.
Right. No doubt about that, man.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Because those artists,
when them songs was popping, that's when he should have gave it to him.
Yeah, that's exactly what those artists said. He gave it back to him, but it ain't worth nothing.
Not 100 years later.
Yeah.
He said 100 years later.
Hey, listen, man. I stay in my lane. I mind my business, man.
I know that's right. Man, I got a question for you, man. As far as the music, man, are you just on cruise control when it comes to the music? Are you still out there looking for artists? Are you still trying to, kind of like find that one artist or work with that one artist?
You know what? I do so many showcases and stuff. All my kids are doing music. Coy LeRae's doing her thing. My son Chavo, he just signed the deal with DistroKid. Actually, they gave him a big check for an album deal. He's working with Pierre Bourne. My son Taj raps, and I like my thing is I never been into management or anything. You know what I'm saying? I never really been into I work with an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like I consult. That's how I get my money now. Like I'll consult with artists and open up my resources to them and work on certain projects. But it's a business for me. You know what I'm saying? But as far as me getting the artists and then right now I don't have the patience for it. You know, because when you get one of these kids, that's your kid. You know, one thing about this music, you know, and it's hard, man. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? You know, to deal with, you know, to have a life, and then you know what I'm saying. You trying to like I salute any of these guys that go out here and get these artists because man, listen, when they get locked up, you got to bail them out, and when they baby mama need diapers, you got to get money for that. I mean, it really is a full-time job, you know, and I just don't got the time for it. Now, if I'm getting paid, if we're working out a budget, and I know what I have to do, then that's different.
How much of that reality TV on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta was real? Was it any of it
All
staged?
that shit with me was real. Everything with me was real, 100%. Everything.
So no script. I
I
was wondering that too, man. If it was a
I
script.
got shot on that motherfucker. I had bullet holes leaking. That was real. It don't get realer than that. You know what I'm saying? You know, every chick I was with her. See, I can't speak for nobody else, but everything that I did was real. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, is it gonna be a part 2?
I mean, not Love and Hip Hop. Yeah, I can't. Love and Hip Hop it's so different from what it was. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think we had something special. The cast that I was a part of was a special cast, and I don't think that'll ever be. I mean, the numbers prove it. You know, we was doing.
Mm-hmm.
There was like 4 or 5 million people every week watching us. You know, there's barely a million now, and that's not to take a hit or throw shade, but that's just how special it was back then.
Y'all was the originators. Y'all cast was the first that started,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you know, me and Stevie was the first guys to really do reality TV, like 2 guys doing TV. Everybody else was always a girl. Like 2 guys hadn't done scenes on reality TV. Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop. It was either a guy and a girl or a bunch of girls. So me and Sleaze pretty much, you know, we got that bro coded, and then all the other guys came after us.
Okay. I never watched reality TV until I watched y'all. I mean, I was hooked on it.
No, I appreciate it, man. No, I mean, it was that. No, listen, we had a good. It was. You know, it was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was fun. It was stressful. It was hectic. I ain't never done that shit. Prior to that, I was very, very private when it come to who I was dating. You know, I've dated celebrities and nobody ever knew. Big celebrities. You know what I'm saying? But I always kept a private life. And then of course it was before the internet. Now here comes Love and Hip Hop. I figured, listen, I'm gonna go on there, and I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't got nothing to be ashamed. So I'm gonna show who I really am. And you know, guys from the street feel like, you know, you always have to have this tough persona and tough. But that's just not. It's just not real to be tough 24 hours a day. If you're around your guys on the block, okay, you have to. That's a certain type of persona you have. But when you're with your girl, you know, you're vulnerable. So, you know, I had no problem with showing that side. And I think once I started showing that side, I think all the other guys started showing it. Like, they was like, wait a minute, you know, he's, you know, like the chicks are kind of fucking with him. Let me tone down the tough guy shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I started seeing everybody, you know, everybody started to try to be the lover boy like the Z-Ster. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Meek, you got anything in closing, Meek?
Yeah, Meek like that.
Meek, you got anything?
No,
Yes,
Meek, no, you
You
know
know.
that Meek. You know, I was, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like the other guys.
Yeah. You was in love.
I was looking for love. We all should be. We all should.
Yeah, Meek, you got anything? I'm not rushing. We're just trying to make sure you get all your special questions in.
Yeah, for the most part, I wish you and Althea made it. I really did like you guys together.
Well, we have an amazing son. You know what I'm saying? And she's doing her thing, we doing ours. But you know, God puts us here for a reason. I think God put us together to have Zeno, because Zeno truly is like a gift for me. He really is. You know, he'll be 8 years old in a couple of weeks, and he really is a gift from God for me. So, you know, when I look back at that, I think that's why God put us together, not to be together, because you know we just, you know, it just didn't mix. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't mix. But you know, we came together to have a beautiful son, and that's dope. So you know, we'll just be happy with that.
With your documentary, what platforms do you want to be on?
Oh man, Netflix.
Okay,
Hulu, Netflix, something big. Yeah. We're gonna be, you know, we're gonna go to all the big platforms. We want to be somewhere big with it.
That's good. What you got, Smalls?
All I gotta say, man, it's a pleasure, man, talking with you, man. Pleasure politicking with you. You know, hey man, look, man. When I heard Benzino was gonna be under the tree with us, the first thing that popped in my head was Sauce, man. You know, because you was the face of it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's Sauce Awards right there. Boy, that's Sauce Magazine. You know, so it was a pleasure politicking, man, and sharing this evening, your time, man.
Thank you.
You know, keep on doing what you're doing. I'm gonna be looking forward to that documentary, man.
Yes.
Like I'm gonna be talking about it too.
Yeah, please. We'll have a super trailer out by Christmas, and then probably 3-4 months after that, March, April, it should be ready. Like, man, it's been a labor of love. This is my baby. So, you know, like, we taking our time.
What advice would you give the young kids out there, the younger, you can say young adults, young youth, because you done been through it.
The number one thing is to listen to adults, to listen to people that have done it, to don't look at old as a negative. Like, you know, listen to your parents or your uncles or your grandparents or just somebody. Look at a teacher, a mentor, because, you know, I know the young kids think that just to log on the internet, they'll have all the answers, but that's couldn't be furthest from the truth. I think you have to really balance out and really be outside and still be social, because social media isn't social. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out here, touch the people, feel the people. You know what I'm saying? And actually be on hands. You know, be on hands with things, because, you know, I think it's just too much social media and too much internet, and a lot of the information they're getting isn't even true. So, you know, the first thing I would, you know, is just to say that, just, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to older people, listen, just listen. That's all I did when I was younger. I used to just go on the block, and there'd be the older guys out there, and I would shut up, with my father and his crew, and I would just shut up and listen. So, you know, that to me, I think you have such an advantage over everybody else, because for some reason these younger people don't want to listen to older people. I can't put my finger on it.
Right.
They think they know everything.
Something you said that was key. You pretty much a regular dude from Boston, out of the hood, I would take it.
Yes.
And you still made it with all your triumphs and tribulations. You just had that mindset to make it. I'm going to refer that back to me. I'm just a regular dude off a dirt road, and now you're in here with me. I've interviewed several celebrities, but you have to have the mind frame. Am I perfect? No. Nobody's on here, I don't think, is perfect. You said that earlier.
That's right.
Anything is possible with a thought and a dream. Yes. And it can't happen. If you believe it, you can achieve it. It's a true story.
And whether, man, I love your energy, man. And you got a great spirit, man. Like,
thank you.
That's from the first time when I talked to you and everything, man. I told my girl, I said, Ash, I said, he's really a great dude, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I was looking forward to it. Like, I like interviews like this, you know what I'm saying? I love stuff like this, because it like, when you know, it makes you smile, it makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? Most of the times you do interviews, you just ready to hurry up, you answer questions, you don't get nothing out of it. You know what I'm saying? No, man, I feel like I know you guys now.
Yes.
You know, like you said, man, relationships, everything, and man, and my line's open. My line's open.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Man, I got something to tell you, man. You do you watch football, man?
I love football. Patriots is my team. Patriots.
I knew you was gonna say Patriots, being that you're from Boston, man.
Yeah.
But look here, man. I gotta put a plug in for my team, man. You see the name on the wall back here, man.
Oh, the Jaguars.
Jacksonville.
No, man. Y'all got a great quarterback. You got a great running back. It took y'all right. Really, I like y'all because as the season's progressing, you all are getting better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I like y'all's chances. You know, I think you're still a couple of players away from a Super Bowl, you know.
Right. See, y'all have been to the promised land so many times, man. We trying to get it, brother. We trying to get it.
Hey, I didn't say it, you did.
I'm
a Brady boy. Man.
I'm just giving y'all respect, man. Y'all the city of champions, man, for real.
T Smalls, you know what we do? You always say a little prayer and words of encouragement. You're getting pretty good at that thing. You might go to church sometime.
Hey, look, man. Hey, as long as you got a personal relationship with God, man, that's all that matters, man, for real. But thank you, God, for tonight. Thank you for having Benzino under the tree with us, man. Continue to bless him in his endeavors, man. I appreciate the time that he spent with us, man, his knowledge. of hip hop and the industry and everything, man. Continue to bless him as he move on in life. As we pray, amen. Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And
Thank
God
you,
bless
Smalls.
y'all, man.
Thank
Oh
you,
yeah,
Smalls.
man. Hey man, you too, man. You too,
All right.
man.
Love.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Let's talk under the tree. T Smalls in the house with Benzino. I'm the weatherman, Meek. Guess what, Smalls? One time for your mind.
2 time for your soul.
Let's talk under the tree out. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.
Kingpin Music.